Hi. Welcome back to the Be Healthy and Thrive podcast. It is Brianna here, your host, holistic health and life coach, and essential oils advocate, on a mission to really empower you to have your healthiest and thrivingest life possible. Thrivingless is not a word, but I just made it up. And so I am so excited for this solo episode. And I've just, I really wanted to think about, okay, how can I bridge the gap between us talking about the mindset portion around healthy living and the upcoming month, the actual body portion. And there's actually not a big difference between the two, but I wanted to talk about. So basically this episode is all about bridging the mind and body gap, right? And so if you've been listening in the past episodes, especially the past 4, where I talked about, the 7 steps to a healthy mind and body, and talked about some key areas around the mindset portion of healthy living, such as what you think about healthy living and dieting and weight loss, your relationship with your food, your relationship with your body, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with exercise and stress. And then, you listen to the episode with Heather on food addiction and understanding food and exercise addiction. And then the episode with Jenny on developing a healthy body image. And then the last episode on kicking anxiety naturally with Crystal, you'll see that really wanted to make it strategic and make a really good set of information and set of conversations for you around this topic. Because far too often do we tend to approach healthy living and we're just kind of looking at our body. And often many of us are looking at it, what can I do to exteriorly get the body I want, which is fine. We all do it. But more so, we need to look on internal, and that's when the real shift happened for me. But the real shift happened for me and many of the clients that I serve through looking at the mindset portion, right? And so one of the things that, I think is really important, that anytime I talk about mindset, I talk about basically some fundamental things, and the fact that often we're trying to, how can I say this? Okay, so I'm actually just going to share with you the pillars of mindset that I really actually kind of gathered and got from Jen Sincero when I was really in this stage of trying to understand my relationship with money. And in particular, her book, You Are a Badass at Making Money. I remember when I first started reading it, I wanted to take off the cover because I was like, I don't normally say badass. But I was like, you know what? Whatever. I totally get it. It's an awesome book. I'm not going to front. But basically, she starts out with telling us that the foundation of our mindset is our beliefs. What do we actually believe about something? That is what we would call our why. What is our reason for waking up in the morning? What's our reason for, pursuing a new diet? What's our reason for doing this? Our beliefs. And then from our beliefs come our thoughts, right? Then we start to think things. So for example, if I said, I believe that I should take care of my body. Let's just say that was the belief. Thoughts is, okay, I need to go to sleep to care for my body. I need to eat well to care for my body. I need to do all these things. So my thoughts are driven by my beliefs. So you have your beliefs, then you have your thoughts. Then after that actually becomes your words. Now, your words, what you say about yourself, what you say about a situation, kind of brings those thoughts and those beliefs to life, and it makes them a reality, right? So we have our beliefs, we have our thoughts, and we have our words, what we actually say. And even, the Bible talks about this all the time in Proverbs and so forth, that there's life and power in your tongue, like countless verses that saying, literally, when you speak something into being, you have the potential to speak it into being. You have the potential to make it a reality. So if I kept saying, I'm going to fail this test, what am I going to do? Anything that I do is I'm not going to align with it, because it brings about these feelings, and I'm probably not going to take action in the way I do to really need to pass the test because I believe I'm going to fail, right? So we have our beliefs, we have our thoughts, we have our words, then we have our emotions. How do I really feel about the situation, right? How do I feel about myself? How do I feel about this exam? Well, that can vary depending on whether it's a good or bad day, right? But from those places, those beliefs, those thoughts, those words and emotions, then we take action. We take action. So if I feel like I'm never going to pass this test, I'm never going to lose weight, I am never going to take the action necessary to change it. I'm not. At least for me. Because I actually personally am is someone who's driven by their beliefs, driven by their thoughts, their words, and their emotions. And so what then happens is, the sixth thing is, it creates this reality. So I believe, okay, let's just make this example, and let's not talk about studying a test. We're talking about healthy living. I believe, say if I believe I will never lose weight, I keep thinking that, so then I keep speaking it out. And so then I feel just horrible about myself. So I'm not going to do anything. And then guess what? I'm never going to lose weight. That's my reality, right? Versus if I told myself, okay, maybe I haven't, and everything I've tried before hasn't seemed to work, but maybe this time it could be different. So then I'm thinking different, I'm speaking different, I'm feeling different. And so I'm going to act differently. And maybe it will work this time. And then I will create a new reality that wasn't there before. And one of the thoughts around this, and one of the books that I love, is Jack Canfield's Success Principle, that talks about you are 100% responsible for your life. We need to take 100% responsibility. And he has a simple equation called events plus response equals outcomes. Sometimes you cannot control the events, but sometimes you can. You can create opportunities, right? But you always can control how you respond. And I'm not talking about like the things that people did against you. Like that may have happened, but you can choose how you respond after. We can. And so, for example, so say if I'm talking about the weight issue or everything, right? Say if it was the holidays, and I love holidays and I love holiday food, and I'm going to eat the holiday food. But say I know that during the holidays I am tempted to eat way more, and I'm tempted, and then because of that I'm going to gain weight. And I know for me that's not healthy to get to an unhealthy place where I am overeating because of my past, right? I just don't ever want to go back there. And I can't for the sake of myself and the sake of other people that I lead. And so that's the event, the holiday. I'm going to respond by saying, you know what? I'm going to allow myself this treat at this one sitting, this one time. And I'm going to eat until I'm content. But I'm not going to keep saying, oh, this party, at this party, at this party, at this party, because I know I won't do well. It is not a matter of that I don't eat these foods. It's a matter of like, I cannot go back to how I was. And I'm not trying to say anything if you feel like you're there. I know what it feels like, but the whole reason I am doing everything that I am doing, this podcast, my coaching, my oils, all these things, is because I do not believe that you were meant to stay there in your health, in your life. I believe freedom and victory is yours. It's already yours. It's just us finding out how to get there. We all have a different journey in getting there, right? So for me, the major shift in my mindset, which helped bridge the gap to a healthy body, bridging that gap between a healthy mind and a healthy body, what did that was when I started to believe that things could be different. And I started to believe that for me, that God wanted me to be made well, and that he was going to go on this journey with me. And that for the first time, I was going to do this without trying to do the crazy exercises, trying to follow what everyone else is doing. I'm just going to take care of myself, and I'm going to enjoy the journey. So my beliefs changed. I started to think differently. I started to speak differently, and I started to feel differently. I felt empowered. I felt that things were possible. I felt like things were hopeful. So I acted differently. I consistently, one step after the other. I might have messed up along the way, but I consistently went forward. And that's the whole thing when it comes to healthy eating and healthy living. It is not one short sprint that's going to get you there. It is a journey. It's a lifelong. Like even now, up until this point, I'm still having to grow in this area. And my reality is different than it was 5 years ago, but I'm having to always create a new reality. So for example, I did not get this place by like tracking the specific calories or the specific carbs or the macronutrients or all these different things. That wasn't what I needed, because I had done that and it had led me toward not eating much at all. But I want to actually explore, am I getting the right amount of macronutrients for my body's needs now that I am training and a lot more, lifting heavy weights and actually studying to be a CrossFit trainer, because I truly believe this method of fitness is anyone can do, well, I'm going to have clients that probably going to want to track. And so it's like, for me, it's like, I want to, one, learn for myself, how can I improve my body and get it better to where it should be, give it the right nutrition, but also how can I help others? So I'm having to do that. And it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable because I'm such a perfectionist. I'm going to be like, what if I go under the calories? What if I go over? What if I don't get enough protein? What if I get enough? All these what ifs. And it's like, Brianna, just start doing it and give yourself grace. And so the same thing I had to do in regards to finances. I don't want to track my finances now that I'm doing it. It's the most empowering and liberating thing I've ever done in my life because I'm not worried about being perfect. And I had to do the same mindset work with finances, same mindset work with myself 5 years ago. Same got to do it again with my healthy living. And not out of a place of punishment or deprivation. I'm not punishing myself for tracking food. I'm actually empowering myself, right? So having that switch in your frame of mind towards all of these things, changing your beliefs, so that will change your thoughts, your words, your emotions, your actions, and reality. That's what's going to change. That is really what's going to change things going forward. I talk a lot about this mindset thing and rewriting your beliefs and your words in my No Flaw class, that master class I did a few months ago in March. And that class is still available to purchase if you want to work through it. So definitely I'll put the links. I'm going to have to start writing down all of this. I'm kind of just free flowing, speaking from the heart. But I'll remember all this after. But yeah, you could check out that class to see if that's a resource for you. So yeah, this episode is supposed to be intended to kind of connect some of the resources I have and help you move forward. And with that, there's a journal that goes around that, the No Flaw journal as well. And so when it comes to your mind and your healthy living, my call to you is to not run away and just try to fix the habits. Look at your mind and be honest and look at the roots. Where did it come from? We all have those stories. And I spent a weekend with some really good friends and partners of mine in my business shift now and my leadership and development business with them. And it was just amazing how many of us recognized there were certain instances that things that people said, especially with our appearance, that really created a belief that we now carry, that damaged the way that we see ourselves, the way we see healthy living, the way we see our body. And I'm about to cry, but it hurts my heart because I know how it feels. I've been there, but I also have experience and I see God's heart for women in this area, in particular, men too, but women in this area, that he does not see us as we see us or as man sees us or as woman sees us. He sees no flaw in us. He sees that we are enough. And yes, he calls us to take care for our body, but it's never out of a place of you've sinned, you've punished, you deserve punishment, like whatever, fix yourself, which is what we're used to. No, it's out of a place of grace and love. And that's what Made Well is all about. God approached me with grace and love and said, do you want to be made well? And I said, yes, because I know you're loving and I know you're good and I know that you love me. And that security is enough for me to walk forward. And so as we're about to talk about healthy body and the things that you need to do to get a healthy body, do not forget this part. Do not let this part go to the side. Because there are going to be different seasons of your life where you're going to have to change the way you eat, change the way you sleep, all these different things. But that's just the actions, right? But if you have this belief down that you are worthy of being taken care of, your body's worthy of nourishment, your body's worthy of sleep, your body's worthy of rest and work and exercise and moving, then no matter what the situation is, you're going to do something to make sure that your body always is worthy of that. Our bodies, are a gift. They are a gift. And for me, that my body's not my own. It belongs to God. And I want to honor him with it. But also I want to show myself that it deserves honoring. So don't let this go to side. Take some time, go through the different resources that I'll link, and get some coaching with me if that's what you need, right? Sometimes it's so much better to just talk with someone through it. You can sign up for my Healthy Mind, Healthy Body Intensive. And so what now? So say if you're like, you know what, I know I'm loved, I'm ready to go. What do I do? There's one thing to know something and there's one thing to do something. I get that, right? And so for me, there are many ways, and you guys know if you've been following me a while, main ways that I advocate. I do advocate the Whole30 because you can learn to eat real, healthy, nourishing foods and enjoy it and feel so empowered. So check out my Whole30 Made Easy program. There are 6 different resets, but I think everyone should do one Whole30 in their life, because when you do that, you'll start to see, wow, that's what caused my inflammation and arthritis. Oh, wow, that's why I was gassy. Oh, wow, that's why my skin broke out. That's why I was tired. Oh, wow, that's why my body was holding on to weight. You'll just start to see how food impacts your individual body. And with that, I kind of talk about in the Whole30 program, but also in my longer term programs, like my longer one-on-one program that women do with me, is 7 pillars of physical health. And so we've talked about the pillars of mindset, the pillars of healthy mindset and healthy mind. But the pillars of physical health, for me, the first one is nutrition, right? We need to eat, and there's so many diets out there. I'm not gonna prescribe one to you. But there are some fundamental things, such as eating whole, nutritious, less processed foods and making sure you're getting your 3 macronutrients: protein, fats, and carbs. Protein, best sources, if you eat meat, or from lean grass-fed meats. You can eat beef if you want. Some people, we can have a whole conversation about that, but I do eat beef, not all the time, but about once a week, and I get the leanest, best quality possible. We can have that conversation. And, there's fish, there's eggs. Now, if you're a vegan, vegetarian, it's going to differ. I don't eat legumes. I don't eat soy. I don't eat that because it doesn't do well with my body. And so you're just going to have to eat something different. That's fine, right? And even the Whole30 has all these different versions that include that. But then you need to eat carbs. And I'm going to say most of your carbs are no, not rice, not bread, fruits and veggies. They provide what we call carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are energy. It's their source of energy. It's the source of our body to get fueled. So you need carbohydrates. It's how much and what kind. That's what's important. And protein is needed not more for than just building your muscles, but building your whole internal body structure. And then fats. Fats are also a really good source of fuel. They help transport nutrients in your body. They're great for your brain. And so good fats, avocados, coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil. Nuts are great too, but then you want to make sure you're monitoring your omega-6 and 3 balance. And if that's not where you're at, just start eating the healthy fats. So nutrition's at the pyramid, and then there's exercise. And the basic thing is that just move, start moving. I believe in the CrossFit prescribed way of fitness. And that's why I'm now finally venturing into actually training people. And I've been doing it for 4 years, and it's changed my body. It's changed the way how I've been doing things I did not think I could do. So check me in a couple months if you're interested in training and you're here in Cayman. Maybe we can do that. But the first thing is start moving. I started with walking, and I loved it. It was the best thing ever, and I still do love it. Then after that is stress. And again, I talked a little bit about that this past month in Kicking Anxiety Naturally, and have some other podcast episodes around stress and boundaries and so forth. But stress, your body responds to physical and mental stress the same. It shuts down every other part of your body and says, hey, fight or flight, because this thing is going to attack you. And so it can wreak havoc on your body in so many ways. So from so many people, actually they'll lose weight or they'll feel healthier. All these things will happen when they stress less. And so that's something to consider. As well as sleeping. Honestly, you want to lose some weight, want to feel healthy, want to feel young again, start sleeping more. It is as simple as that. I remember in college, I used to just not sleep. And now I'm like, I cannot do that. Well, one, I get up earlier now, but sleep is so important for the opposite of habit. So stress kind of allows your body to go in this adrenaline, this fight or flight response, this sympathetic response. Sleep allows you to go to this parasympathetic, which is more of a rest and digest response, and allows your body to restore. It needs to do that. Your body's not meant to work 24 hours. It's not. And so nutrition, exercise, stress, sleep, then digestion. And the reason why this is separate than nutrition, 60-80% of your gut, of your immune system's in your gut. So what you eat and the good bacteria, your microbiome, is really important. And so that's why by eating well, whole foods, eating good bacteria, probiotics, you feel better. We all feel better when we eat better, right? Then the other thing is reduce toxic load. And the best way, that's basically reducing the toxins we're exposed to in food, in our skincare products, in our cleaning care products, in our medicine, as well as just anything that we're exposing ourselves to. One of the best ways and the more complete ways that I've done that is through essential oils, through doTERRA essential oils. At this point, I've been using them two and a half years. And over time, I don't get medicine unless it's like really bad and I can't. I try to do all these natural. I try to use oregano when I'm feeling sick, and On Guard, all these different oils, as well as I use their skincare. My skin's probably been the best it's been since. Use their Deep Blue to massage my muscles, all these different things, and vitamins and supplements, use all of them. Not saying you need to completely use all of them, but I believe in the oils. I believe in the company. I believe in their quality. I believe in their culture. And so over time, I've tested and tried, and they work for me. And I've reduced my toxic load. And why toxins are important is that basically our body, our liver is meant to detox our toxins, but it can be overloaded. And so what the toxins do, they hide within your fat. And then slowly over time, they're released in your body. And that's why with the rise of industrialization, I believe we've seen the rise in toxins and the rise in a lot of preventable conditions and toxic conditions. So that's why you want to reduce your toxic load. And also, since a lot of it hides in the fat, you're by nature, if you reduce your toxin, you reduce your fat, you're kind of reducing one or the other, right? And then the last one is mindset, which we kind of talked about earlier. So I say that that's a pillar of physical health. I end with it usually when I'm talking about a healthy body, but it's actually the start. Mindset, habits, and other areas of your life, your whole life is important. And once you start to care about your physical health, that's when that's when you can really start to explore all the others. And the last year or so, I've been really exploring it myself. And I do life coaching. I have life coaching clients where many of them actually went through health coaching with me, now are doing life coaching and really looking at their finances, is really looking at their relationships, their passion, their purpose, vocation, their calling, and so much more, the spirituality. So basically, there are so many ways to care for your body, care for your mind, and you can't do all of them at once. And my heart, though, is for you to bridge that gap and to first start with caring for your mind, then caring for your body. And so it's something coming up in June that I will be doing. I did this Healthy Body Challenge back in September, and it was great. And we looked at the 7 pillars of physical health, of a healthy body. And so I'll be doing that challenge again. Since then, I've made it like a paid product for the week only. I'm making it a free challenge that anyone can join. Basically, you just sign up, put your name and email. The links will be in this. You join the Healthy and Thriving Women's Facebook group, and that's where we're going to be. That's where the live Q&As will be. That's where we'll be interacting and so forth. And then I'll share about at the end, if you really feel like you want some more support, a Healthy Body one-on-one program I have coming up. Okay? So there are so many resources that I just listed. And basically, I'll make sure I list them all in this summary. But, my 7 steps to a healthy mind and body training and workbook, the No Flaw Journal, the No Flaw Masterclass, creating mindsets and habits for powerful results. That's another masterclass I did last year, May, actually, around looking at your mindset and your health, your business and purpose in particular, as well as, the Healthy Body Challenge coming up, the Whole30 essential oils. Like, I'm trying to serve you completely. And again, start somewhere. And there are a lot of free resources there, though. Some of those are a lot of paid products. There's a Cleanse and Detox Masterclass if you just want a class. But then if you need to work with someone one-on-one, let me know. I have intensives. I have 6-week programs. I have 4 6-month programs. Don't let this opportunity pass you by to really care for yourself and be made well and bridge that mind and body gap once and for all. So thank you so much. I'm really excited for what's coming in June, as well as the people I have lined up. Some locals are really excited about that from Cayman, as well as some overseas that are just really good friends. and I believe will add a lot of good value, specifically talking about the body portion as well, different elements of the body. And then July, of course, I'm excited for what's coming up. But let's just focus on now. So check out the show notes, check out the resources, and kind of pick and choose where you need support from. And even if you're listening to this and the Healthy Body Challenge is gone, still check it out. It might be a paid course then, but all of these resources for you. And the reason why I do a podcast, and I'll put these on YouTube, is that if you couldn't catch it when it was all happening live, you still have access. So grateful for you. And I am just honored to be able to, that you listen to me. I'm honored that if this is your first time listening, thank you so much. And please feel free to, rate and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. I've also now put it other places, I think. So, but if you're listening on iTunes, rate, subscribe, please leave a review, leave comments. I want to hear from you all who are listening. What your thoughts are, how something impacted you, and so forth, right? So please interact. And yeah, if you get any of those free resources I mentioned too, or even of the paid, you'll join my mailing list, and that way you'll be up to date on all the new podcasts, all the online and local classes I'm doing, and all the programs coming up. And then, of course, follow me on social media. Boom. All right. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.